hello, all my happy frogs and my happy friends and my happy people and my happy buddies and all my besties out there. How's everyone doing? Happy Sunday. How's everything going for you? How is the weather? How's your work week last week? Are you prepared for tomorrow? Tomorrow's that ugly M word, that Monday thing, but it's going to be all right because we can do it. We do it every week. We do a week. Every week we have a Monday and we get through it, and we're glad to do it. We're grateful. We're grateful for every Monday that comes because it makes us a stronger person. That's if you hate Mondays. I used to love Mondays. Mondays were my favorite day. I have no idea. I think I had like a refreshing weekend, and I'd go at Monday and then I'd be like really, really strong, and by Wednesday I was ready to just go home and cry it out. But anyway, I'm Cassie, reach Cassie's Corner, and here we talk about ways to see our life in a different perspective, so that way we don't cling on to those depressive thoughts, those self-degrading attitudes that we have. I just want everybody to be happy. I really do not like to deal with any kind of depressive things, and I'm doing this only because I did suffer from depression for 15 to 20 years. And it's taken me from my first self-compliment until now, it has taken 6 years. So it has taken a long, long time. And I am a stubborn person, and that shows in the fact that I could not let go of that depressive depressive behavior, but it also shows because I did come out of it. I didn't have any help. I do take medicine. I have seen a therapist. I'm not a medical person. I'm studying in the medical field, but I am not a professional anything. I'm not a therapist or anything like that. I'm just someone who suffered greatly for a great deal of time, and that just could not do it anymore. I did not like the way I felt. I did not like the way that life, as I saw life coming at me, I did not like how my life was going. And it took me forever. And you know, people sit there in your face and they'll sit there and think, well, if you change the way you think, and then you think, well, if I could just do that, I'll just get that little turner right there and I'll turn it. You know, it's not that easy, but it is. It is. It's that simple. It's the way you think. You hold on to certain behaviors and you hold on to certain thoughts because they're comfortable for you. You hit that comfort zone and it's like you just wake up automatically thinking the same thing over and over again. It takes a lot of mental exertion to come out of something like that. Something so mundane. I couldn't think of myself waking up so sad anymore. I couldn't do it. I think I still suffer from depression. I think I will always have that suffering ability because my family is kind of they're an addictive family, and I think that in some ways depressive is like being addicted to maybe alcohol or drugs or whatever. I mean, the first moment that my brain finds comfort in that feeling, I probably will, resort to it, but I have to fight to keep it where it's not comfortable anymore. Like, I'm comfortable as I am now. I could not be comfortable in being sad again. So that keeps my mind. It keeps sparking my mind to come up with different ways to battle the big bad depression and sad thoughts and self-degrading things I used to think. I really was not a self-loving person. I did not like myself at all. I hated the way I thought. I hated the way people treated me. I hated the way I thought about things. I just hated it. I hated it. And I'm learning to love myself gradually as it goes. And that's probably the first step right there, is that you have to learn to love yourself. But anyway, I digress. Please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Leave me comments to let YouTube know that I fit in their algorithm and they will recommend my videos a little bit more. You know, everything has a rule, so we have to stick by the rules and do the things that make it all. I'm not really worried about being popular so much as I'm worried about reaching another person. That is my main goal. I want to reach other people, and I want them to see that living a life in bed with the covers drawn over your face is just not a beautiful life. It is not. I mean, I'm glad you're alive. I really am. I'm glad you're up, and I'm glad you're breathing, and I'm glad that you have another day ahead of you. But if you're sad in doing so, then what's I mean, it's not worth it. It's just not worth being sad. There is joy in everything. There's so much joy in everything. And I was there. Trust me, I was there. I was at the point where I just did not want to be here. I did not want to suffer another day in my life. But instead of thinking that way, I had to think, I'm not suffering through life. I can't suffer through life. Life is beautiful. Even with all the bad, negative, out of this world kind of behavior from everybody else, I have to see good in everything. I have to see good in myself. I have to see good in the people that I felt like were betraying me. They didn't even know they were betraying me. Did you know that? The people that are hurting you don't even know they're hurting you. They have no idea. You're mad at for no reason. They don't know that they're hurting you. They have no idea. You're not confronting them. The thing, whatever it is, has triggered your depression, does not even know that it's happened. It does not, whatever has brought you down, somebody passing away, okay, I get it. Somebody passing away, that's brutal. I get it. But that person or their family or anyone near them, they don't know that they've hurt you. These are things that you have to come to grips with, not them. You know what I mean? You just cannot sit there and keep suffering. It is not good. It's not good. So, the way I counteract this, the way that I get through this, and the way that I feel like I can think about my life in a grateful manner and give myself dignity and give myself the self-worth that I deserve is through Stoicism. It is not... I'm not a Stoic. I'm not a philosopher, anything of that nature. But I go through the Daily Stoic. And this is the book. This is one of the books, one of the few books, because I have a lot of self-help books, and we can talk about this all day long. Self-help, you think, oh, no, I don't want another self-help book. I don't want another self-help person. I don't want someone to self-coach me into thinking this or to thinking, that's not what I'm doing. I don't want to rearrange anything of your beliefs. I don't want you to change anything in your life. The only thing I want you to change is your brain, okay? Stoicism is the one way that I have learned that I can control my brain. I can control my thoughts. This is up to me. You know, nobody else. I'm not giving anybody else power. I'm not faking anything. I'm not acting in any way. I'm not doing anything different. The only thing that I'm doing is I'm taking control of my own brain. I will not let my brain think without me giving it permission to. Just like Eleanor Roosevelt said, nobody can make you feel inferior unless you let them, unless you give them that permission. I'm not giving my brain permission to rule me, okay? That is where I am. That is how I deal with Stoicism. Stoicism is pretty much just to control the things you can and don't worry about the things you can't. You cannot lay in bed, I wonder if it's going to rain tomorrow. I wonder if it's going to rain tomorrow. I've got to drive and I really don't want to go to work. And I'm worried about having to drive the rain. I'm worried about having to drive the rain. I'm worried about having to drive the rain. Worry about what you can't control. I'm going to drive slow. I'm going to leave early. I'm going to, just think about what you can control and don't think of it as such a negative thing. Okay, let me calm down for a minute because I have an item to read to you. It's important. We go through this all the time. This is a very common situation that we all deal with every day. So I do have a situation I want to read to you. Okay, but I do need to calm down because I'm very passionate about this. This stuff really works. Controlling your brain really does work. Seeing what's important inside your brain, inside your life, inside your world. I mean, this is the whole world opens up to you once you realize what kind of knob you're turning in your brain to control everything. It is so important. It's so refreshing that I can get up every morning and I can choose to say, okay, this is a wonderful, wonderful morning. This is a great day. I can start over. I don't have to look back at tomorrow because it's done. I don't have to look back at 50 years ago because it's done. Trust me, I'm 55. I am 55. But 20, 30 years ago, whatever happened then, I don't have to think about it anymore. And when I do, I quickly just do this kind of eraser thing in my brain, like, psh, or file it away. I'll think about it later. I'll file that away and not have to worry about it right now because that's not important. It happened. It's already done. I don't have to worry about that right now. Past is past. Let it go. So, okay. So, today we are on the 88th day of the year. I always say that. We're on the 88th day of the year 2026. Okay. And today is March 29th. It is a Sunday. It is almost 8:30 at night. So, this is like not even a time that I usually do it in the morning. I usually record in the morning. So it being at night is kind of a different thing for me too. And yes, my brain goes this fast, this late at night. It goes this fast until the medicine decides to kick in and decides to like let me sleep. So, but no worries. Why do you need to impress these people again is the title. Okay, like I said, this is a very, very old theory that we have. This is a very, very old situation that we talk about. People impressing other people, keeping up with the Joneses. Just even giving up our core principles and characteristics, and oh my gosh, just giving up core things to impress somebody, just lying to impress people. This bothers me because I have done it so many times. I've tried so many times to impress what I thought were important people. I have a rubber band on my hand. I have no idea why it's there. I'm taking it off. Okay. Sorry, guys. Yes, I do get this way. I get very passionate about what I believe in, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Please get up in the morning and think to yourself. It is just the first thing. Please let it pop in your brain. Today is a beautiful day. Today is a beautiful day. It is just as simple as that. If you wake up and say, oh my God, I can't believe I woke up one more time. I mean, that's just not, it's not going to benefit your day. It's not going to give you any kind of feeling of accomplishment. You're not going to accomplish anything in that manner. You're not going to be thankful for anything in that manner. Please get up and just say, today is a wonderful day. The sunlight is shining. The wind is blowing. We're reaching into spring. It's the beginning of a new season. Spring. And still, we're 3 months into the 2026. Almost four. A couple of days. And we're at four. April's kind of a bad month for me too. My mom, passed away on this month. You wouldn't be able to tell the way I'm talking, but she passed away on this month, but next month is her birthday. So, back to back. Sorry about that. But I'm going to make it because I can. Because I know I can. Oh, and now my dog wants me. No. If you should ever, we're going to read now. Why do you need to impress these people again? Is the title. If you should ever turn your wheel to things outside your control in order to impress someone, be sure that you have wrecked your whole purpose in life. Be content then to be a philosopher in all that you do, and if you wish to also to be seen as one, show yourself first that you are, and you will succeed. Okay, this is Epictetus said this, and this is when the Romans and the Greek emperors really relied on this philosophy. They really felt like when they were Stoics, that it made them a certain breed. That when they held on to this philosophy and they let others see that they were under this philosophy, that, they couldn't be broken pretty much. And that everything that they needed, I don't feel like we need to focus on being, like I said, I'm not a Stoic. I'm not any kind of philosopher whatsoever. This is just the method by which I can feel better inside my own brain. This is the reconditioning that I used to let my life see joy and see happiness and see the beauty in all that life has to offer. No matter what anybody else has done to do me wrong, I see joy in my life, and I'm very, very grateful for that. Anybody can do this. So I'm not really focused on being the Stoic part of this. This was also one of the other pages a little bit back, where it was like focus on being a Stoic. I'm not so much focused on being a theorist or a Stoic. I am focused on the behavior. So I don't want you to get caught up in just being like a total stoic. And I think that's why I'm just not interested in looking at outlet, because I don't want it to be all of my life. I just want to exercise it so that I see the joy. That is all it is. Okay. Is there anything sadder than the immense lengths we'll go to impress someone? The things we'll do to earn someone's approval can seem, when examined in retrospect, like the result of some temporary form of insanity. Suddenly, we're wearing uncomfortable, ridiculous clothes. We've been told we are cool, eating differently, talking differently, eagerly waiting for a call or text. If we did these things because we liked it, that would be one thing, but that's not what it is. It's just a means to an end to get someone to give us the nod. And this is true. This is so true. The irony, as Marcus Aurelius points out repeatedly, is that the people whose opinion we covet are not all that great. They're flawed, they're distracted, and vowed by all sorts of silly things themselves. We know this, and yet we don't want to think about it. To quote Fight Club again, we buy things we don't need to impress people we don't like. Doesn't that sound pretty ridiculous? Yes. But more than that, isn't it about as far as possible as you can get away from the serenity and security that philosophy can provide? I am learning through this book. Okay, we mentioned Marcus Aurelius, but Epictetus said the first quote, but Marcus Aurelius was another Stoic. So there are two different types of Stoics two different people that I did use in this item here. Okay, I am learning that to be more minimalist. I know that's a thing. There are people out there that are minimalists, but I'm thinking that the less that I have, the happier I can be. And I'm learning to let go of the sentimentality that I hold on to things. I'm learning to see that maybe if I did not have so many things around me, as you see, that maybe deep down somewhere I will feel, I clung on to things so much in my depression to help me feel important, to help me feel secure in my past, to make it seem like I had something going on in my life. I have so many bags and purses and things that I do not use, that they just hang on the wall, or they're taking up space, and I'm like, why do I have this stuff laying around? I have scarves, I just have all kinds of things. I have a lot of the things that I used to put in the background so you wouldn't see my walls. They're kind of junky, but I have those. I have like 5 or 6 of those. I just need to get rid of. Things I need to get rid of that are just no longer useful for me. Clouding up my room, clouding up pretty much my existence, is because I'm clinging to things I don't need to cling to. I don't mind keeping a few things here and there. I really need to repaint my walls. I need to make this, prettier back here. I get it. But a lot of the depression, I used to have so much more stuff. I used to have every magazine I ever owned. I used to keep all kinds of correspondence. It's crazy. It's crazy what depression does to you. You hold on to every little thing. Let me hold on to this. It'll help me remember my children when they were young. Or let me think of this. I have little dolls up here. You can kind of see them where the hats are. They're dolls. They're like 1800s, Victorian dolls or whatever. But they remind me of my Aunt Betty. I can't let her go, but she's not here. She passed away, a while ago, and it reminds me of being in her house. Things like that, just all kinds of things, okay. So, got to let go of that. So, not only have I got these things, but now I'm trying to impress somebody by trying to get the right kind of car, the right kind of clothes, and this is not even the life I want to live. I wear my clothes how I wear them. If you don't like me, it's okay. I can do without my family, I can do without you, and I can do without you. It does not bother me. I'm not sitting here trying to dress or impress anybody. I'm really not. But according to this item, people drive cars that are expensive cars to try to impress somebody else. Somebody they don't even like. Somebody they don't even care to be around. That's ridiculous. It's more stuff, more junk for me to get rid of. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to wear things to impress somebody else. I'm not going to, I used to have a friend. She was my closest friend. I'll never ever forget her, but she would always like wear the spandex outfits. Why don't you wear clothes to show more skin? Why don't you show off your body a little bit more? Because that just was not me. I am a modest dresser, and I'm not about to dress the way you dress. I'm not saying anything is wrong with the way you dress. You carry it well. But if I wore that kind of stuff, it would embarrass me, and it would make me feel like I need to cover up. And that does not make me comfortable, and I cannot do it. I have to be modest. Even now, I'm a very, very modest dresser. Though, when I'm sitting around here, I'm usually wearing a t-shirt and some jogging pants. Now, if I go somewhere, I'm going to dress up. But I'm a very modest dresser. I don't like to feel like I'm embarrassed. I don't like to feel like if I go outside, I need to cover up. I need to wear a jacket just to cover this up because it's showing too much of my booty, and I have a big booty back there. So you can't miss that thing, okay? So, if I have to wear a sweater to cover up my butt, then I don't need to go anywhere. You know what I mean? That's just not me. I'm not going to dress in a way that is making me feel uncomfortable. It doesn't make sense to me. If I have to buy a $100,000 car just to get you to like me, then we don't need to be friends. That's just how I feel. If I need to buy a certain kind of food that's expensive and I don't even like it, just so you'll like me, no. If I don't like the food, I'm not going to eat it. If I'm not going to eat it, I'm not going to buy it. It's not going to sit in my refrigerator, and I'm not spending my money on it. And that's how you should feel also. That is how you should feel. Be who you are, because nobody else in this world is going to matter. The only thing that is going to matter is you. What your brain feels, what your brain thinks, and what you can control. You don't have to worry about what other people think of you, because it just does not matter. It's not even people you even like. I have tried to impress so many people. My mom, my dad, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, my stepbrothers and stepsisters. There's so many people I try to impress in my behavior and the things I had. And even myself, I had to impress myself with all this stuff, because I'm thinking if I have it, I must be somebody. You know what I feel like now? I feel like I'm somebody with or without this stuff. I just have to learn to get it off my walls and to clean up this room and to get rid of this stuff. So that is that. I just have to learn. It's painful to pick up stuff and be like, I've got to get rid of you. See, I've got to practice what I preach. I really do. I really, really do. But yeah, I just don't feel like I need to impress anybody. I like who I am. I like who I've become. I like how my life has turned out. I like how I can avoid pitching a fit about things, because it does not matter. My life is beautiful. I can breathe. I'm not a table. I'm not a tree. I have children. I have 3 beautiful children, 3 beautiful grandchildren, 2 of which I don't get to see very often. Freckles was here last week, really. He spent the week with us. I could just see him a lot. And his mother sent me some old videos that made me laugh, because it made me remember when he was small. So yeah, I have a beautiful life. I do. There are a lot of things that have hurt me, and I can name them. You'll hear me tell stories about some of them, but I don't go. It's like a book. If I don't want to read that page, I don't look at that page again. I don't read that part of the story. If that's not what I don't have to think about it anymore. I don't have to worry about what hurt. To know that my life is beautiful. And I want you to be that same way. That's just a page you don't want to turn to. You don't have to relive any of that anymore, because it's over. It's done with. Okay, so here we go. We're going to be happy. Now, I talk about writing in journals, and we talk about in the morning, we write the things we want to accomplish in our day. It could be anything to do with the stoicism. It could be anything like an errand. It could be anything like shopping. It could be anything like making phone calls if you got to call your doctor, because I do still take medicine. I take too much medicine. I really do. However, and sometimes I know that if I do not take some of this medicine, I'm not going to be any good. No matter how much I control my brain, I'm not going to be any good if this medicine, I think I have a chemical imbalance. So I think that's that. Some of this medicine I cannot go and be ashamed of it. Well, no, because I'm on the camera telling you. You know what I mean? So we talk about the things we get to do in the morning, the things you can even write it the night before. What do you want to do? What 3 to 5 things that you want to accomplish? So at nighttime, when we get ready for bed, we talk about these things. We talk about what offended us. Was it a person? Was it a situation? Was it something somebody said? Did our brains go crazy? Were we offended for no reason? Absolutely. Or did we allow our brains to just go berserk for something that was beyond our control? And we write things down. We keep these things for about 6 months to a year till we figure out what triggers us. Okay, the things that trigger you are your problem. They're not. These are things that you have to control. Your triggers are your problems. I'll be the first to tell you. I used to let everybody trigger. Oh my God, that triggered me. What did he say that for? Because he can. You know? It was how I reacted to it that made it worse. He could say those words. He's allowed. That's his prerogative. You know? He's not supposed to shut up just to keep me from being triggered. That's not his problem. My triggers were my problem. That's a lot. That is a lot to take in. That is a lot to understand. It's just that simple. People, you should say that because it triggers me. Well, then control your trigger. I'm just being as honest as I can. People are going to trigger you. If you're going to be that way, you might as well just stay in the house, stay in the bed, under the covers, and be exactly as you are. But you can change your brain. You can literally change your brain. Well, these things are going to matter. Okay? So, okay. And then we talk about doing a grateful journal. It could be like a notebook. It could be paper. It could be anything. Just get you a notebook. Write all the things you're grateful for in life. I'm grateful for vitamins. I take vitamins all the time. I take crazy things all the time. I forgot to take this today. But I'm grateful that I have the choice to take that. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that medicine has turned out like it is. Not the insurance part. I don't care for the insurance because there's a lot of medicine that I take that the insurance does not cover. Thyroids. Did you know that insurance won't cover much thyroids? If I don't have the thyroids, I could pass away. But yet the insurance won't cover it. Twilight Zone. Just say. So there's much I can control. There's much I can't control. And I'm glad that I have that option. I can control how I think. I can control how I behave. I can control my opinions. I can see there's this fight with my mind and my heart all the time. All the time. But it's my choice. It's my choice how I end up taking the information in and reacting to it. So, okay, we're going to find people that we appreciate. I talk about this all the time in my videos. Find someone you appreciate. I usually try to take waiters or waitresses, people that act like they have the low end of the totem pole as far as work is concerned. Maintenance workers, people that clean up after people. If you thought about these people that clean up the toilets, they don't want to clean toilets all their lives, but this is what they've been, this is what some of their job, this is their only experience, to clean up a toilet. And not by any reason of their own choice. Maybe they didn't graduate school. Maybe they didn't think that they had the smarts to get any further. I don't know. But these were the only qualifications they could get as a job. Maybe it's somebody that even was like in the military at another time and went through a war or whatever, but they have no other qualifications other than getting a job as a maintenance person. Think about that. Why don't you go in there and say, hey, I appreciate you cleaning toilets for all these people. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes, somebody might think you're crazy, but at least you're appreciating somebody. I mean, I say it all the time. We went to a wing festival. Somebody was sweeping the ground. They had a broom and a dustpan, and they're sweeping up trash. I say rake because it just did not make sense to me. It was a broom and a dust. They're sweeping up trash. And I'm like, hey, you're doing a great job. I know, and my family really looked at me like I was stupid. But I don't care. I didn't want to get out there and choose that job. It's hot out there. And that's a big area. That the Wing Festival is a huge area. Okay, so I digress. There's ways. There are so many ways that you can find to be grateful for the things in your life. Everything. Air, water, medicines, insurance, anything. Be grateful. There's no reason why you should be good. Be kind to people. Appreciate people. Appreciate waitresses. Be kind. Quit being so mean to everybody. All that stuff is just really a Debbie Downer to me. Anyway, I do hope you have a wonderful... Yeah, tomorrow's going to be Monday. I talked about this earlier. Tomorrow is going to be Monday. I hope you have a wonderful Monday because I'm planning on... I don't know what I'm planning, but I'm planning on having a wonderful Monday. And I will see y'all next time. I promise. Bye-bye.